back ready. Okay, Coach, you want to start us off with an opening statement?
Well, heck of a win by our football team, and very, very proud of them. This was a really good opponent that we played. We knew that coming in. They played some outstanding football all year long coming into their stadium. We've gone through some adversity, had 2 losses the last 2 weeks where we didn't look really good. Teams kind of got after us. But that's college football, and I think our guys understand. We talk about it a lot. You know, any given week, anybody can win if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to prepare, if you're willing to hang in there through adverse times and people maybe don't think very much of you. You got to keep your own confidence, and you got to continue to build on that. And as coaches, we got to work to try to fix things and get things corrected as well as we can. I thought we made some adjustments. We worked hard this past week. Didn't guarantee anything, but our guys came out and fought, and we found a way to do enough to win. So I couldn't be prouder. Like I said, it's just a big win for our team, and a lot of our guys really, stood out, with some really good performances.
The defense gives up the TD right off the bat, but then gets things buttoned up really well. Just talk about the play of that unit.
Well, we worked really hard and this week to kind of just shore up and be a little sounder in what we're doing, make sure our guys get lined up where they can play. The one big play, the first drive, we were pressed to the field, and sometimes that's just an open invitation to throw it deep, and they did over our heads, go throw and catch. So after that, we kind of bailed and made sure that we weren't going to give up that huge play. But I thought we were much sounder in our approach. We got lined up. We made pretty good plays. We had a couple moments. It wasn't great, but that's a good football team, good running back, and some good players. So I just think that we shored up things a little bit better. And to win against good opponents, all 3 segments have to do a good job, or you don't have a chance.
Defense was more active. You had some tip balls, the interception at the end. Just kind of their play there, just how they created some turnovers for you, created some big plays.
Well, like I said, I think we simplified some things as far as what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure we got lined up with a call, ready to play with no adjustments, and just play it no matter what the formation or movement or look is. Other than one time on the goal line where we had an adjustment that gave up the touchdown, we did a pretty good job with that. And I think you just have to allow your players to play. And while you want to be smart and get yourself in the best defense you can, at the same time, you got to have sound defense. And I just think our coaches worked hard to put all that together, and we rolled with it today. And I thought because of that, we were much sounder in our approach and pretty good in all segments, at least not giving up a lot of big plays and a lot of big runs.
What was the plan to use Devin Moxie a lot?
Well, we've got a lot of running backs that work hard. They do a good job. In the course of a game, you got to get your playmakers the ball. And when somebody's hot, you need to ride them. And that's just kind of how it works. It's nothing against anyone else, but Devin's done a really good job, and our other running backs are ready to go if we need them. I thought getting the ball to Devin, getting the ball to Payne more, utilizing Charlie, and then the ability for TJ to step up really helped us perform better and more consistent, and helped us win.
How was this the right opponent to bust out I don't like to use it with this term, but the speed option, whatever you call that, but those 2 runs seem to open up.
Well, in today's college football, if you have a running quarterback and he can make some plays with his feet, it more than helps. That's just kind of what this game's gone to. And when you got to throw it from the pocket and just hand it off, you got to be really, really efficient. So, we had some packages of other things, but we were at least going to try the speed option a couple different ways to create some misdirection, get on the perimeter. And we were hoping that the end would take the quarterback and we could pitch it. That didn't happen. But you know what? It left some big lanes. And I just think you have to have some threat of that. Obviously, we don't want to run our quarterback and get him hurt. That's not his strength. But at the same time, there's got to be some threat. And I think the one drive we drove down there for the second touchdown, it basically was on a bunch of those plays. So that helped us win.
You dare mention the fact you're still in the Big Ten West?
Well, I'm not really going to mention. Our team knows. They read and understand where we're at. Obviously, some things are going to have to happen. But nothing's going to happen if we don't win football games. So we won't get ahead of ourselves. We've been through enough games this year where we look okay, and then in other games we don't look very good. So, there's not anybody on our schedule that can't beat us, and that's just a fact. And if our guys don't play well and practice well and prepare well, we're not going to win. So we know we have our hands full, and that's why we stay with a 1-game season. I think our guys will enjoy this win, but come back and prepare for another really good opponent in Northwestern that'll come in here ready to beat us.
The fourth down play before you got the field goal. Just any question in your mind of going for that, and was that the kind of the play that you wanted in that situation?
Is that the completion to TJ?
Yeah.
Well, we were right on that verge of whether you kick a field goal or not. We had missed the one. We had bypassed the one because we didn't think we could get it there. And then it was like, let's just go for it. And, we had a play designed with in cuts on both sides to both Charlie and TJ, and someone clearing it out and someone holding the underneath coverage. And they played a version of two-man, and that's not easy to get open with. And Aiden hung in there. They guarded Charlie well. Unfortunately, outside release didn't get open, and TJ got open. So we picked the right guy, and that was a tough catch and a tough throw. But, yeah, that won us the game.
Well, what do you think about his penalties, Jeff?
Well, I don't know how many we had. Without question, we lost. We were emotional at times and got some penalties that hurt us, probably at least 3 of those. One after our touchdown in the corner when we I don't know what we did, but we got a 15-yarder there, so that shouldn't happen. And then 2 after their touchdown, we were jawing with the referee, which shouldn't happen. So you live with the good and live with the bad. We can correct it all we want, and we will, and we'll make sure that we try not to let it happen again. And because it can't, it's foolish. It can hurt you. It can cost you the game. But I do think our guys were emotionally charged for this game. So you got to have that perfect balance. Yes, we want no penalties. We want no stupid penalties. But our guys, I do want them ready to fight to win the game. And but those 3 we had were really silly.
How much did the fact that Aiden spread the ball around a bit help your offense?
Well, it's going to help us a lot, and we have to continue to find ways to do that. And we got to make sure that Aiden, looks at all of our guys and gives them a chance to get open. They had their best corner on Charlie for quite a bit of the game, and he did a good job. And we were able to get TJ the ball. And I think utilizing the tight end, we did a better job this game of doing that. And Payne made some great catches. It's been really good throws and drug people for yards and first downs and touchdowns. The catch in the end zone, not many people can make that. He's just got a natural ability to make plays, and that really helps our team.
You won a game in the wind and the cold.
Yeah, it was kind of cold. You know what? The wind wasn't as bad as last week, and that definitely helps. But as you guys know, in November, it's going to be normally like this to a certain degree, and we got to figure that out. And that means having some balance, getting points by running it, passing it, controlled passing game, whatever you got to do. We just got to make sure that we continue to work through that.
Going off of that, what does it mean for this team to outrush Illinois, a team that prides itself on running the ball and stuff like that?
Well, it's not like we tried to outrush them. We wanted balance. We wanted to score, and I do think that we ran hard. Our offensive line did a really good job. It helps our team when we can run the football. Illinois has a really good running game. I thought that we did a good job of keeping it in check against a really good running back. That's a good sign. We got to continue to build off this and make sure we shore up the mistakes we made. But it definitely was a really good performance by our defense overall.
How important was stopping Illinois from getting to the quarterback? They've done that against pretty much everyone until today.
Well, that's one thing I think we can do is we can get the ball out quick. We can design plays to neutralize that rush, which we wanted to do. You got to get the ball out fast. You can't let them get in there. A couple times we tried to push it up just a little bit, and they were hitting us. So you just got to be careful what you do. When you throw it deep, you got to protect with more guys and slightly move the pocket and just kind of pick and choose when you do that. But they have a great scheme, a great system. They're well coached. They're very athletic. So to score 31 points and move the ball pretty good was a really good performance by our offense.
What was the explanation on this concerning signal from the defense?
Well, there were multiple calls. If you want me to get into it, I will. But you know what? Like everybody, you stem up front to create movement and to change the blocking for the offensive line. And a lot of times it draws them off sides. It had happened probably 3 or 4 times already. We used the same exact call that we've always used, and he said it sounded different. So, it prevented what I thought was a ball that didn't get the line of scrimmage that would have moved them way back. So it was costly. So, no, I didn't agree with it all. But there were a couple that didn't go our way. There were probably a couple that went our way.
They bowl eligible for the 4th time in your 6 years. What does that mean?
Well, it's huge. I mean, that's you always strive to get to postseason play. It's not easy because you've got to win your non-conference because, you know, once you get in the Big Ten, it's whoever is ready to go and plays the best and have guys healthy, and it's always a toss-up. So to figure out a way to get that 6 is big, and you know, so I'm proud of our guys and their coaches for that. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, you got to work at it. You got to grind. You have to have answers. You got to be willing to, you know, hear some naysayers say you can't do this and that, which is normal. I mean, that's competitive sports, but it takes tough-minded people to just kind of grind through, let it hurt a little bit at first, but get your confidence back, and then go out there and compete. And today we talked about, hey, let's just go cut it loose. All right, let's just go cut it loose. We've worked hard. We've been through some adversities. Let's just go cut it loose, play your rear end off, give it everything you got, and let the pieces fall where they may. So really, really proud of our team to get to a bowl.
You talked about how your team isn't going to look ahead and you're just going to try to win football games, but are you personally going to be scoreboard watching a little bit when you get done here?
Well, I think we all check out games. I mean, I like college football as much as you guys. I like college basketball. I mean, you know, college sports is just a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to follow. And there's going to be all kinds of upsets today, just like every week. So you just kind of watch and see what's going on, and you hope that you end up on the better end of some of those. And I just think that for us, you know, we got a chance to, you know, come back home and try to find a way to win the next one, and you never know what can happen from there. But you have to take care of your business always, or nothing good happens.
Anything else for Coach?
You're going to have to give Aiden O'Connell some practice on how to slide soon.
Well, actually, I was proud of the way he ran. You know, he got some yards, and the hole looked like it was big enough for a couple trucks to drive through. And you know what? He didn't get hurt, so that's critical for us. You know, we don't want to lose him. And you always got to be leery of that when he runs the football. Like I said, they were designed to pitch, but they took the running back away. But he did a really good job, and we have to have, like I said, some element of that. But yes, I'm happy that he came out alive.
What is it that when this Purdue team seems to have its sort of back against the wall, these must-win games, sustained competition, they're able to pull these ones out?
Well, I just think, you know, I mean, it's a grind, and it's tough to win, and it's not easy, and you just gotta hopefully play well early on and get some wins, and then try to improve upon that. But there's always going to be some lulls where teams are going to get the upper hand, and are you going to let it affect you? Are you going to let it get you down? And we're always going to have those games. But I do think we have a good mix of, hey, let's get these things corrected. And sometimes it's a lot, and let's try to figure out and try to help you by putting you in position. But come game day, man, you got to play confident, and you got to cut it loose, or you have no chance to win. But if you do those two things, I think anybody can be anybody on a given day, and that happens every week in college football. And yeah, a lot of times the ball's got to bounce your way, but anybody can win on a given day. So we know that, and so to come in here was just a really big win.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Before they signal, fire away with questions when you guys are ready.
Man, a little determination. All the stuff on the line, I had to go back out there and finish that one for the boys. It's tough. Got to get a lot of recovery this week, but had to finish that one. A great win by us. I think it was just having confidence that we're a good group, and that those guys weren't going to come out and do it again. Our coaches did a really good job of getting us to the sideline and get us settled down. Like you said, it happened to us before, so we're well prepared for that. We're well tested, and we did a good job of locking in and playing good the rest of the game.
What was the plan to try to slow down Chase Brown? You guys did a pretty good job containing him.
Basically, the plan was to strike, be physical, and just play relentless. It wasn't anything going into the game that we was going to do extra. Coach Hagan and the defensive staff just do your job, and then the rest will fall in place.
How big of a play was Lawrence's tip there?
Big. It was, changed the game. and we was hype on the sideline. It was amazing. It was amazing play. Amazing play.
Shout out, man.
How excited are you to be still in the thick of this Big Ten West race here? You guys can still win it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's the goal, but the mentality for the team is one game at a time. We don't want to look too far ahead. That's the end goal, but 1 week at a time, we just keep going.
Just the emotion in this game. Lots of flags, lots of talking, I would presume out there. I mean, how are you guys able to get to the end of this game without same situation that happened at Syracuse?
I think when you got two passionate teams with everything on the line, I think you're going to get some of that. But like you guys seen early on in the year, we were kind of at fault for that, and we kind of turned that into some bad moments. So we were able to lock in at the end and kind of settle down and get back on track. And it just seemed like those guys were still jawing and still going. So kind of turned out in our favor.
Anything else for these guys?
Yeah, obviously it kind of stems to stopping the run again, but just the ability for you guys to force 3 and outs today gave the offense plenty of opportunities to do what they did at the end of the first half, continue that in the second half. Just what you guys were able to execute, especially on first and second down, to kind of prevent them from those long sustained drives, moving the chains.
I thought early on first and second down, we just didn't do too much. We didn't bring a lot of calls into this game. We didn't do a lot of complicated stuff, and we just made it easier on guys to play fast and play their technique. And I think that really helped us this week. Guys weren't thinking about a whole lot of stuff. We were just going out and playing fast, and we knew we had to stop the run. We knew we had to limit plus 4 5-yard gains on first down, and I think we executed well today.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, we got Payne, Dermaid, and O'Connell.
Right or left?
So, Aiden, if you had one more year left, would you transfer to an option program?
That's surprisingly the first time I ever got that question. Yeah, no, sometimes I don't know. You got to pull out and do different things to win games, and this is a tough game to win, so I had to. I mean, that's as open field as anyone in football probably has ever had, so I have no excuses there.
You guys have run that occasionally here earlier in the year, but why was that a big part of maybe this game?
Yeah, it was the look we were getting. We knew obviously they played 1 or 2 coverages and tried to disguise things, but we knew the look we were getting, and we knew that play could be useful for us. And so a couple times they just ran out to go get Devin, which I probably would too, and let me just go run.
Payne, how'd you come down with that touchdown catch in the other end zone there? Reached high in the sky and somehow got a footing.
Yeah, during that play, I kind of ran around the back of the end zone. Aiden had to scramble a little bit, and it seemed like we just kind of made eye contact, and I think I looked up, telling him to throw it up. And, I mean, he trusted me, and he threw a beautiful ball, and I just went up there and grabbed it for him. So.
Did you know you got a foot down?
I felt like I did. I tried to get my right foot down because I knew I was spinning towards the back pylon. So I tried, and then I felt it hit. I just had to make sure it hit in. So once I saw the replay, I knew I'd gotten it.
For both you guys, you're bowl eligible. You stay in the hunt for the Big Ten West race. I know the whole 1 game at a time thing, but is that kind of a boost going into these last couple games of the year?
Yeah, obviously we're not blind to those things. We know we're bowl eligible. We know we're still in the hunt. I think the 1 game at a time thing is more so for us to stay focused, to bring energy and to realize it means nothing if you don't win the next game. And I think Wisconsin, Iowa, we kind of got if we win these games, it could be whatever in the future. So I think the 1 at a time thing is just a great job of us just focusing on one game at a time and doing our best to do that.
As a Chicago guy, what's it like being in school, especially here?
Yeah, it's cool. I have a lot of, and obviously I'm old now, and so most of my friends I went to high school with are out of college, but had a lot of friends and people I knew went here, and so obviously I'm northern suburbs, so it's not too close, but it's in-state Big Ten team, so it's cool to win here.
What's that moment like when you guys are running over after the game to celebrate, in the corner with your fans?
I think it's awesome. I think our fans always do a great job of showing out, no matter where we play. We always have our section, and they were loud. They cheered us on. They kept us in it today, and they stuck around. And So the least we can do is run over and give them a high five for all they give to us. So, yeah.
Hey, I think you guys 5 PIs. Talk about that. A lot of penalties on Illinois.
Yeah, it was, they play a lot of man coverage, and so when you get man coverage, especially press man, the defense is oftentimes going to put their hands on receivers. And so I think it's, it makes it harder to complete passes, but I think if you, I do try to be as accurate as I can, and then our receivers did a great job fighting for the football. And I think, when you have to fight for the football and come back through the defender's body and he's grabbing you, I think, puts the pressure on the referee to call it. So when you play a team that plays a lot of cover one, it's probably more likely.
Hey, just what was this past week like in practice and around the locker room coming off that Iowa game? How did you guys pick yourself up?
Yeah, I've said it before. We have a 24-hour rule where you can be upset about the loss for 24 hours, watch the film on Sunday, and then come Monday, it's over. It's a new week. And this week was probably the most that rule's been prevalent. We showed up on Tuesday. We had a great practice, a lot of energy. Guys were excited. It was an up-tempo day, and we carried that on throughout the whole week. And that's what I think helped us today. We came in here with confidence, and throughout the game we gained confidence. Even they scored first, and we didn't know, and there was no sign of quitting or giving up. There was nothing. We had confidence, and so I'm proud of our guys for fighting and having a great week.
What did it mean for the coaching staff to have faith in you guys to go get that last first down, and what did it mean for TJ to make that play?
Yeah, I think, obviously TJ made a few good plays, and then I think, he would tell you want a couple back, and I don't always find them when I need to, but I told him after, I threw him a drag route, and he kind of tripped and fell, and I think he was mad at himself, so I just told him to stay in there. I'm going to come back to you. You're going to have to make a play for us, and it's cool to see that, when I say those things or when we encourage our teammates. We don't know if it's going to be for sure, but, I meant what I said, and TJ obviously stayed up, worked super hard in practice. If you ask anybody on the team, he's lively, super fun to be around, great teammate, so super proud of him.
Hey, when you went for that hurdle, did you know you were going over 2 guys, or just looking at the one?
I saw them both, and I didn't really know what to do. I ran out of options. They were kind of coming from different angles. So, there's sometimes in life where you just say screw it, and if I fall on my neck and break it, I'm good with going out playing with my friends. So I jumped, and luckily I landed on my feet and kept going. But yeah, I knew there was 2 guys there.
Now, did you stay up through that first tackle, or were you down after the first one?
He kind of rolled me, and I felt like I was on top of him. I didn't really feel any part of my body touch the ground, so I just kept running, and they didn't blow the whistle. So.
Aiden, what's it like to have guys like Shane and TJ step up today? Illinois is really focused on Charlie. How big was that for you guys to have him step up?
Yeah, it's not surprising for us. We see him make plays in practice, and obviously Charlie's been a focal point of our offense, and obviously made some good plays today. But it's TJ, Mershawn, Abdur was out there, Deion Burks, Tyrone Tracy, Payne, Paul. So it's a whole crew of guys that we rely on to make plays and just work hard and try to be in the right spot.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.